going on, everybody? We are back with another episode. Finally able to get back out here outside after this crazy cold snap we've had. Was able to play yesterday and get some practice in today. And wanted to give you guys a bit of an off-season update because yesterday I shot 4 over, but I was actually pretty happy with it. And I'm gonna explain why. So after 2 weeks of not being able to play at all and just practicing on the range, it was nice to finally get out and play. So I went to Royalwood Golf Course, which is the place I played my Autoflex course vlog at. It was not pouring rain this time, which was nice. Played from the tips, which is 6,900 yards. It was absolutely soaking wet, so you're getting zero fairway roll whatsoever. It was just basically plugged tee shots all day. But I thought that'd be a great test to see if, you know, the workouts and stuff I've been doing and the speed I've gained, you know, if I could put that into play, if I can drive it far and I can still hold up on that long of a course, you know, should be some good progress. Now I shot 4 over, and the reason why I'm not mad is because what I've learned through this entire year of going through the ups and downs of golf is that I'm starting to finally turn the corner mentally on how to take constructive things out of rounds that aren't ideal, because not every round is going to just be lights out perfect golf. And so what I'm really grown and learned from over the past year was how to take rounds like this and actually find a lot of positives in them and use, you know, the areas where you messed up to make those improvements. And how you're able to take notice of those improvements is through 2 areas that I highly recommend you guys do while tracking your progress. So you need to be able to track your rounds and track your data as you go in order to not get so mentally down on yourself. So the first thing is honestly, if you can, film as many rounds of you playing as possible. 1, it adds pressure, and 2, it allows you to actually see what's real versus what you think in a round. And I love filming my rounds because there's so many times where I've gone back and been like, oh, you know, I actually hit it well there. That was a good swing. Okay, that was all good. Versus the replay in your mind is probably not as accurate as the actual footage, and vice versa. There are sometimes some shots where I go, okay, that makes a lot of sense why that went left or right or whatever. So filming your rounds is key. I do everything on an iPhone 11 Pro with a $30 tripod off Amazon. Not rocket science, super easy. Film your rounds. Now, once you filmed it, pairing that with Arcos, which now gives me my entire round data, I can now do kind of a postmortem on the round and kind of see where the ups and where the downs were and cross-reference it with the footage. I'm gonna take you through exactly what I would do now post-round and show you guys how I can take the good and the bad and how now this is going to affect my practice moving forward. All right, so let's start with some positives. First thing is driving. Now, I gained 0.4 strokes compared to my tour player target in this round driving, which for wintertime, it was 4 degrees yesterday and the wind was absolutely howling. We're getting 0 fairway roll. So the ball's not going very far. And to gain 0.4 strokes in a round like that was great. I hit 57% of my fairways, and the times I missed, I never missed so poorly that I didn't have a good shot in. There was only really 1 bad drive of the day, and that was on hole 10. Everything else, I was very pleased with how I drove the ball. So it's like looking back at the data, looking back at the footage, I go, high five. Driving was good. We can check that box. What we're doing on the practice front is working. Now the next is approach. I lost 0.4 strokes on approach. Now it was howling winds. There were a couple of shots into greens where I was aiming about 20 to 30 yards left of where I thought the ball was supposed to go. And I had to let the wind take it all the way back. So for those kind of conditions, I'm perfectly fine with that stat. I hit 13 greens in regulation. Oddly enough, my strokes gained out of the rough is always so good. I don't know what it is with me in the rough, but I'm always losing shots from the fairway, especially from 100 and 150 yards in. So that's just, again, something I need to grind on. But aside from that, ball striking felt good. Approach felt good. Overall, things what we're doing are working, and we're going to keep checking that box. Moving on. Also, I don't know if this falls into the approach stats, but my 3-wood is absolutely my most favorite thing in the bag when it comes to approaches on par 5s now. This approach on the second hole here, and I forgot, this was the one other bad drive I hit of the day, but again, it was like so bad it was good. It was just in the other fairway. I had about 260 to the pin, and I hit this crazy 3-wood. So look how close it was from all the way there. So how I'm hitting this 3-wood and the way I'm able to attack par 5s now, incredible. So that's a huge boost to confidence. And I hit driver off the deck because on the really long par 5 15th hole, the wind was coming into me. My ball went absolutely nowhere. So I thought, you know what, forget it. Let's just hit driver off the deck. And I went driver off the deck, pitching wedge for birdie. So those are my two birdies of the day, came from just like capitalizing on par fives, which is great because that's something historically, honestly, I would struggle with. I wouldn't be able to rely on that 3-wood shot or be able to make up some of that distance and score in those areas. So that was really cool and another huge positive to take. Now here come the big bad negatives. Well, surprise, surprise, my short game was an absolute dumpster fire, which is to be expected after not playing golf for 2 weeks and not being able to practice any putting or chipping. So all my feel absolutely gone. My stroke team putting on this is just absolutely terrible, which is why I had 4 bogeys and a double. And that's why I was 4 over, because, I got the 2 birdies, but that's just is what it is. So what am I going to do about this? Well, this is now, again, I have to grind back again on my short game. This is no surprise to me. So I could sit there and go, what the heck? Why am I getting such a bad score? +4, blah, 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 blah. I just shot 6 under here. What am I going to do? What am I going to post this video? You guys are going to think I'm trash golfer. I could wallow into that. Or I could just go, yeah, you know what? Okay, I didn't play golf for 2 weeks. I need to work on my short game. I haven't been grinding on my short game because I've been out here. I'm making all my short putts. I'm just struggling with the lag putts on greens that are flooded, as opposed to what I would have done historically, which is just absolutely rip myself mentally and think I need to reinvent the whole game. Well, now that I have my footage and now that I have my data, I can go through and pinpoint, okay, you know what? I actually really like this. I really like what I did here. All of these things are working. I just need to go back to my basics on my short game and grind it out. And actually, right after the round, I came here and went through my whole short game circuit because I haven't been able to do it, and went through my putting mirror drills, went through the Mark Brody drill, and I went back to my 18 up and down drill, which I've talked about before, but this is really when my short game isn't on, it's because I haven't been able to do this drill. I really need to do this drill almost 4 times a week at a minimum in order to feel super confident with my chipping, and I just haven't been able to do it. And so I came out here and worked on that, and I just know that's what it's going to take. That's the grind. But if I cleaned that stuff up, the mistakes I made were all stupid mental errors. They weren't anything that's indicative of a bigger issue. But if you don't have the awareness and the data and the footage to give yourself that recognition of what the actual issue is, well, then you can absolutely spiral. And historically, I would have spiraled. Back in June, when I was just trying to break par and figure this out, a round like that would have just been soul crushing, because I didn't understand how to look at the footage and look at what I was doing and not absolutely tear myself to shreds. So all in all, I'm actually pretty proud of myself, and I'm happy with where the game's trending. Again, I know I can shoot good scores. I know what I'm capable of, and I know the stuff that I'm doing is working. My ball striking has never been this good. And hitting 13 greens in regulation with wind that was just absolutely insane, that's great. My driving, great. I struggle off the, if I'm struggling off the tee, I can't play, I'm brutal. So to know that my driving's good, my approach is getting better, and now it's just going back to the things that I know I can fix by just grinding. And that's just such a, I'm positive. I'm okay, this is great. I know exactly what I got to do, and that's my plan for this week. So just wanted to give you guys some insight as to, not every round is going to be an absolute money 6 under special, but it's these rounds that help clarify, where you need to go and things you need to work on. And oddly enough, the same issues I had with my -6 round that could have been -9 is the same reason why this +4 round probably should have been -2, and it's short game. And so it just echoes exactly what I need to work on and where I'm going to be spending all my time. So with that, it's time for me to go get some short game practice in. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Join me on my 2021 golf journey to get to a +6 handicap and become a pro golfer. And I will catch you on the next one.